We're rolling.
What's up? It's Sammy, the Spanish guy Guevara, and new TNT champion. And you, yes, you, right now are listening to the
Bob Culture Podcast.
Bob Culture Podcast.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Nothing between the lines of the page or at a time. Forgiveness is courageous, but this angel fell out of line. That's in no second chance or redemption can be found. 'Cause you can't run the devil and the devil is running you down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into a very savage edition of the BCP. Please welcome back to the show. By now, a first ballot BCP Hall of Famer, goodest brother, one of our favorite guests of all time, the Savage one, Mr. PJ Savage. PJ, welcome in, bro. How are you, man?
Savage Fall.
Yeah, the Savage Fall, baby. That's what this is today. Nah, man, happy to be on, man. Impromptu. Let's get rolling, baby. Let's do it.
Oh, hey, we needed someone. We wanted to talk IWA. PJ filling in at the last minute, man. And it's always a pleasure to have you on. I know you got a lot to talk about. Shameless promo. Let's get that out of the way now. Guys, we have IWA Empowered coming up April 16th. The goodest brother and myself will be on the call. So we'll be putting you over, PJ. Don't worry. We got you, bro. Guys, tickets are still available. That is going to be in Nutley, New Jersey this Saturday, April 16th. Guys, get your tickets now. Still available. And PJ, man, let's talk about it right now. Shameless promo. You are in a four-way match taking on Ransom, who you're very familiar with, Chris Barton, who you're also very familiar with, and Prince Ahmed. Your thoughts going into this? Such a cliche backstage interviewer. Your thoughts.
Your thoughts. Don't hit me with that bullshit. Your thoughts. No, look, man. I'm very excited for Saturday, man. I'm hyped. I'm riled up for Saturday, man. It's been a 5-month layoff for IWA, the Intense Wrestling Alliance. Man, I said it before in previous promos for IWA. I walked into IWA in March of last year, and one of my biggest goals was the IWA Heavyweight Championship. A good friend of mine, Asher Morales, held that title. It's just the title that I just wanted. I just had my eyes on it. I wanted it. I wanted to represent a company. I wanted to put a company on my back. IWA is one of those places that I like because of the simple fact of they really only have local talent on their shows. It's a bunch of hungry guys from Philly, from Jersey, from Pennsylvania, from Connecticut. That whole tri-state area is a bunch of guys trying to make a name for themselves who are hungry as hell. And they all end up finding their way to IWA for some reason. And I happen to be one of those guys. And now I finally got my eyes set firmly right on that IWA Heavyweight Championship in a fatal four-way elimination match against Ransom, a person who everyone knows I'm familiar with, tag team champions at places with him. I don't like him too much, pretty much right now. Chris Barton, I'm gonna get a T-shirt that says I have a bone to pick with Chris Barton. We're gonna get there. That's just my saying now for him. And Prince Ahmed, a lot of people don't know the backstory between me and Prince Ahmed. Why this is like really kind of spicy. And if you want, go check it out on YouTube, my YouTube channel, and just type in PJ Savage versus Prince Ahmed. During my tenure at WW at Gleason's Gym, when I was training and coming up, I was heavyweight champion for 3 years. The man that I faced the most in that ring was Prince Ahmed for the title over and over again. So it's funny to just be across the ring from him one more time for another title. And the only difference now is that I got Takeover right behind me. So those guys are going to be in for a good night.
Lots going on with Takeover. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But like we said earlier, this is a fatal four-way match, a little bit different. I know some guys don't always love those multi-man matches. They can get a little crazy. Obviously, your chances to win are 25%, just statistically speaking. Your thoughts and strategy going into that?
And elimination is a very, very key thing, though.
Yeah, man, and thoughts and strategy. Like, I love those matches, man. I love the multi-man matches. I love the triple threats and the fatal four ways. I love it because it's just simply turn around and whoever's in front of you, punch him in the face. If the ref gets there, then the ref gets punched in the face too. Like, you just turn around and you beat the hell out of whoever's standing in front of you. I like those odds. Those odds are in my favor because I don't have to chain myself. I don't have to be controlled. I don't have to hold it in and be calculated. I could just explode and do whatever the hell I want and be the most savage I can be. And that's right in my wheelhouse. That is who I am. That is what I do in the ring. So those three guys know that about me. And that's why I'm smiling from ear to ear, because they're in my wheelhouse and they know it.
All right. So PJ, obviously, you know, a lot of the guests we have on the show, a lot of guys, big names have been putting you over, the likes of Monster Mac. You know, he kept you in check a little bit, but he had a lot of nice things to say. We talked about that a little bit. Now, TJ Marconi. I feel that guys like you right now, guys like Vargas, are kind of in this indie bubble that we live in, are riding that proverbial wave, man. Do you feel that right now? Like, in my mind, it's like you are on that like number one contender route right now to be the guy to carry a company. Like you mentioned earlier, do you kind of feel that?
Lots of momentum, man.
Yeah, definitely. I 100% feel it. And honestly, it was by design. The moment I stepped foot on the independent scene, this is the position I want to put myself in, because I've said it to you in private and I've said it all over the place. My goal is to sign a contract. I know what I got to do to sign a contract. I'm an indie guy. I'm not going to be John Cena. I'm not going to be Roman Reigns.
Maybe.
I'm the guy that turns into Kevin Owens or Daniel Bryan or CM Punk or Adam Cole. I'm the indie guy. In order for me to get signed and get to the big stage that I want to get to, I have to create buzz. I have to do things that's going to put my name into the media, put my name into the news. I can't just be the news. I have to make news. And so a lot of this has been by design. Some things have just been coming my way because the talent is showing for itself. And I know what I can do. I believe in myself. I was stuck in a cage for 3 to 4 years when I was down at Gleason's gym.
Yeah.
I was the guy. I was there for 3-4 years, and I was heavyweight champion for 3 years. I faced Bobby Lashley. I faced Willie Mack. I faced all these guys, and no one knew about me when I stepped on the indie scene, and that hurt me. But what did I do? It was like, all right, I'm on the bottom of the ladder, so I have to work my way up. And right now, I feel like I'm climbing that ladder. I'm on the way to a contract. I finally got onto a step. And that's how I feel. I make my roads long and hard. They have to be. I have to put challenges in front of me. And I don't tell myself that I made it. I don't tell myself I'm doing something great right now. It's okay, what's next? What's the next move? Like, I'll let you guys in on a little call that I just had. I just had a call with someone, and
BCP exclusive.
Yeah, a little piece of exclusive. And I was talking to some people, and they was like, well, we know you have the Shane Taylor versus PJ Savage match coming up.
Yes.
How do you feel about that? And my response to them is, when I get there, I'll get there, but I'm worried about what's my step after that. What's the next step? It's not just about Shane Taylor. Yeah, I got Shane Taylor. I'm going to beat the shit out of Shane Taylor. I'm going to show him I belong. I'm going to show him I'm one of the horses that can stand in the ring with anybody. I stood in the ring with the likes of Bobby Lashley, and I made him fall beneath my feet. And that's a WWE champion. And I'm aiming higher than high. I'm aiming that high. So the baddest of all is going to fall to my feet. I'm going to whip his ass. And but it's what's next. What's after that? What can I do to keep elevating my name? How can I stay hungry? How can I keep getting in shape? How can I just better myself and work my way to that contract so that way my family is set? The contract's not for me. The contract's for my wife. The contract's for my kids. It's for Abel. It's for Sophia. It's for Savannah. It's for Lucas. It's for my little savages, you know? I love Cody Rhodes' theme song. It's more than one royal family. And I'm putting everyone on notice right now. There is another royal family in the works, and that's my big goal. I want to be better than the Flairs. I want my family to be better than the Rhodes. The Savages are coming. I'm telling you, they're coming.
Wow.
Bold statement. I love it.
A lot of bold statement, as always with PJ, man. And let's talk about it now. You mentioned it. I remember, one day at an event, you pulled me aside. You said you had some things in motion. I saw a lot of things playing out on Twitter, and guys officially announced, I believe Invictus is helping put this on as well. Takeover versus Shane Taylor Promotions. That's going to be Friday, May 20th, 2022 from 6 to 10 p.m. Tickets are available on Eventbrite right now. And it's going to be at the legendary Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, 106 Bergen Avenue venue. Dude, I am pumped for this. I know you and your guys in Takeover are super stoked for this one, man. Give us a little bit of how this came about. We talked about it a little bit last time, but now it was bubbling over then. It was boiling. Now it's official, man. So let's get that shameless promo out of the way. Tell us about it.
Yeah, man. And I'm going to give you the nice little story version of this.
Okay.
And, so you can see what's coming. This Saturday at IWA, Takeover has a chance to take over IWA. Spoiler alert, we will.
Wow.
We will. And
wow.
When it's all said and done, at the end of that night, we're going to look solely straight into that camera. And we're going to talk all the shit we can straight to Shane Taylor's Promotions. And that's going to kick off the road to one night only. And, man, if we could, kick back and the backstory about how all this got going.
Yeah, please.
It started on Twitter. Rev Ron Hunt called out Jay Bougie and his boys. Don't call us boys. And his boys. And we was like, what? They calling us out? Really? Takeover? Okay. All right. We had some things in the work. There was a lot of things at play for Takeover. Takeover was trying to see what the next step was. I always talk about the next step.
Yeah.
And we was trying to talk about what the next step for Takeover was, and STP kind of fell in our lap. And we was like, this is a no-brainer. We have to go this route. So the next day after all the rumblings on Twitter, we went and cut a promo on them. And that started the back and forth ever since then. And the opportunity came to give you guys some real insight.
Yeah,
and
please.
the viewers at home, some real insight on this. There was supposed to be no company involved with this show. It was solely supposed to be Takeover and STP, and we wanted it to have an all-in kind of vibe.
Even the post. Yeah, now I see it because now I was going to ask about Invictus getting involved, but now I see it in the poster. Okay.
A lot of things was holding it up, and there was things that we didn't know why it was holding it up. It was things out of our control, and it just kept being held off, and we was like, damn, guess this isn't going to happen. And then we figured out why it was being held off. And the cat's out the bag already. Khan joined Tony Blanchard Enterprises. And that was being kept quiet. The holdup was Khan's not agreeing to the match. So we was like, what's the next step? If he doesn't agree, then this doesn't happen.
Right.
But we worked it out. Both sides worked out a great deal for both sides. To come together in New Jersey, in Ridgefield Park, the famous Knights of Columbus, which is now going to be called the Takeover Arena. I don't care what anyone says. And
that's a cool name, though.
The Takeover, right? It's the Takeover
actually a really
Arena
cool
now.
name.
Takeover Arena. You got the PJ Tron. Come on.
There you go.
I'm telling you, it's
Tron.
going down. It's the beginning of something really special. But Invictus kind of swooped in. There's been a lot of Takeover at Invictus. I've been on the other side, feuding with Sin against Takeover. I love the storyline that's there. If we could break fourth wall, it's the only place that has me pitted against Takeover. And
I noticed that
storyline of, am I taking the money or am I just joining another side? It's very interesting. I fell in love with it. I got to feud with the guys that I love. I got to beat them in the head. And now we're coming back together. And things are going to play out even more come April 30th at Invictus. So there's another story in this staple of Takeover versus Sin and PJ Savage story that's probably going to come for a full circle at the Climb for Clout ladder match. And so stay tuned for that one. That was going to be special. But Invictus swooped in, and Alex from Invictus and Ryan and Nick and all of them was like, hey, look, we know what you guys got rumbling. We are here for whatever you guys need. And we're not promoters. We are professional wrestlers.
It's probably for the best. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
You've seen the internet the past couple of days.
Yeah, I'm not a promoter by any means necessary. I do not desire to be one.
Same.
I just wanted to put on a show for the wrestlers with the wrestlers. I wanted to do something special for us and really kick it off. There was a lot of cool things playing. There still are a lot of cool things playing. But Invictus stepped in, and we was like, why not? Why not? Because we could continue it at Invictus. It doesn't have to be one night only. Khan's always there. O'Shea's always there. And Moses is always there. So there's magic that can be worked at Invictus going forward. And any other company Invictus, besides IWA, Frank from IWA was a real home for Takeover before anybody believed in Takeover. And Invictus kind of like was with us from the beginning. And it wasn't like they believed in it 100%, but they were giving us the chance. And that's all we need as performers. Just give me a chance to walk through your curtain and tell my story. If you let me do that and you believe in it, we're going to do business. And it's going to be something special. And Invictus is the first place that really allowed us to do that with no handcuffs. And you saw what it turned out to be, and it was awesome. So that chapter's closed, but now the next chapter begins and Takeover's whole at Invictus. And it starts with Shane Taylor's promotions May 20th. And it's going to be fucking special. It's going to be insane. And one of the selling points about the show, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, please.
One thing I really, really want to get across to everybody. What's going to set this show apart from anybody else and anything else that's going on? There's hundreds of indie shows you could go out and enjoy. The first thing, everybody thought it was going to be a Survivor Series match. It's not. There's 3 different matches broke down for STP on that card. There's the Faceless Ones versus O'Shea and Moses. There's Bougie versus Reverend Hunt. And it's PJ Savage in the main event versus Shane Taylor. So that already off the back is different. We're bringing in Shane Fair. Shane Fair is a person I love. He's one of my favorite people.
Heart and soul of the independents.
Yeah, and it's no slight. There were many options to choose an announcer, but there's a reason we're choosing an announcer. There's something special that we're going to have planned throughout the evening. When it comes to just announcing in the wrestlers, the entrances are going to be different than what you've seen on the independent scene. This is going to be a well-polished product. The people that you're going to see there, the people that are going to put on the show, we're going to treat this like it's an NXT event. We're going to treat this like it's a takeover. We're going to treat this like it's a pay-per-view event. It's going to be something very, very special to see the camera work and everything that we're going to be involved with. It's going to be a sight to see. And we got some surprises in the back. So everybody loves that. Everybody's an AEW mark now. And that's what sells at AEW events right now. Hey, just stick out to the end of the show. You never know what's going to show up. But yeah, that's the same thing here, man. That's the same thing here. You never know who's going to show up. There's been teases of me versus Jacob Fatu. There's been teases of us versus Hit Squad. There's been teases of us versus God knows who. There's been teases of this show was going to be a triple threat match with SAT involved. So there's a lot of things that can happen at this event, and it's going to be truly special because we're not a promotion. We're with Invictus, and Invictus is helping the event. It's like Invictus is putting on a special event. And this is going to be something extremely different, something you've never seen before. Promise.
I love it, man.
Also a salesman. I mean, I want to go. I was wanting to go to the show already. Now I want to go.
He can do it all, man. And getting Invictus involved, I think, is great. I've never been to an Invictus show. They're doing great things. I met Alex a few times. Very nice guy. He seems very smart, man. But PJ, I do want to ask you this one, man. Just calling it down the middle, and you know I'm never hard hitting, but you always keep saying you're thinking of the next step, and I know you're smart enough to know to face what's right in front of you. It's Shane Taylor. That's no small task, man. I know you're feeling confident. Shameless promo. I did interview him a couple years ago on the popbreak.com. Shameless promo. Please check that out because it was one of my favorite interviews that I ever did. Of course, second to PJ Savage. But that being said, the guy's held gold all over ROH, man. This is no small task, man. You have to know that going into it.
Yeah, man. I love this. I revel in this. I want to face the best because I want to show that I am the best. I want to show that one day I will stand on the top of the mountain. I will be better than Roman. I will be better than Kenny Omega. I will stand on the top of that wrestling mountain and tell everybody who is the best and who runs this motherfucker. And it's going to be me. I promise you that. So what's everyone watching? What everybody's going to get the pleasure to watch is the beginnings of me, the starting of my career. And in the beginnings of my career, I don't want it to be no easy task. I don't want to be no person that comes out that next in line program or gets onto NXT because of some scholarship program. And I'll touch on that too. And I have no issues with them. But it's the simple fact of 5-7 years ago, if I would have known, all I had to do was go to college and I got to go to WWE, I would have did it. I was the guy that chose not to go to college because I was told the indie route was the way to go. I was told, go to school and learn how to wrestle. That's how you get to the WWE. And now my crop is being looked down upon. And I'll never forget watching JR on Wrestling the Round Table. It's one of my favorite shows that I always study.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's so good. But JR said, what makes a great professional wrestler is a wrestler who loved it. A person who was a fan from the beginning. A wrestler who would give his life to do nothing but professional wrestling. That is dying today. That wrestler is gone. That wrestler is not on TV anymore. I'm going to be the resurgence of that. I'm going to bring that back. When I get to the top of the mountain, I'm going to change how WWE and how all these big companies recruit their people. You see how Roman's there, Bianca's there at the top. That's why there's a next in line program. Because they're like, look at these products that are coming out of college. Big E went to Iowa. All these college products are shining on WWE's biggest stage. So, of course, you're going to keep going back to that well. I'm going to make them look at the bingo halls in Jersey. I'm going to make them look at the little parking lot outside of a crack motel and try to scout talent. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change the way they scout. I'm going to change the way they look for talent because they're going to be like, damn, we missed out on them for a while. We finally got them, but we wasn't looking at the right places. That's the kind of talent I'm going to bring to the table. And when it comes to Shane Taylor, when it bring it back full circle, the baddest of all time, I want to stand next to that and show everyone I belong. I want to stand next to a man that has wrestled everyone. He stood with one of my heroes, Minoru Suzuki, and went toe-to-toe with Minoru Suzuki. I can't wait to punch Minoru Suzuki in his fucking mouth. Whoa. That is a dream of mine, to go toe-to-toe with him. And the baddest of all time, Shane Taylor did it. Shane Taylor, I cannot wait to show you that I am of that cloth. I am bit from that piece of paper. I am that guy. I am the future of this fucking business. And I'm going to show Shane Taylor personally in the main event of the evening when it's PJ Savage versus Shane Taylor with nothing but pride on the line because we are both men with nothing to lose. He loves to say the billionaires love to ignore him. The broke motherfuckers ignore me. So how are we going to get this settled? Because I'm Shane Taylor 4 or 5 years ago when he was just as hungry, just as passionate, looking to get a shot in the business, right? That's me now. You know how hungry you were then. I remember he put out his little tweet. He put out his little tweet saying, you don't know what it is to be this hungry. Shane Taylor, I'm going to give you everything I've got. Every year I've laid on this earth is going to be standing behind me when I punch you squarely in the mouth and I knock all your teeth down your throat. And you remember the name Savage. So we're going to clip this and send it straight to your DM so you know what you're dealing with on the 20th, Shane. You can look me in my eyes right now. You know this ain't a man that's playing, just like I know you ain't. That's the selling point. You see, I wanted to bring into professional wrestling the main events. The selling point should be the fight. Everyone loved Stone Cold Steve Austin. Everyone wanted to see the main event. Everyone wanted to see him versus Rock. That's why everybody loved Tyson. You ordered that $80 pay-per-view back in 97 just to watch a 10-second fight of Tyson knocking someone out. You watched Conor McGregor. You ordered all those UFC pay-per-views because he was the draw. I am now the draw of professional wrestling. And Shane Taylor, you are my first victim. So, whoa. Everything is by design. Everything. Nothing is by mistake. Nothing is, maybe this is going to come my way. Monster Max says something very interesting. He probably lit a fire on the motherfucker.
I didn't understand that.
Monster Mac, you said this one thing to me, man. You said it on the Bob Culture podcast. You said the problem with PJ Savage is he doesn't go out and grab his shot.
Oh, this is happening. Okay.
You said PJ Savage doesn't go out and take it. Look at the name, Mac. Takeover. I'm going to destroy Shane Taylor. I'm going to make him remember me. You see, it's not about wins or losses for me. It's about going to war, and I'm gonna take a piece of Shane Taylor with me, and he's gonna remember me for the rest of his life. I'm gonna be someone he never forgets. And when we're on the biggest of stages, he's gonna say, "Shit, you remember that day?" Austin Mack, I don't know what company you hide from. I don't know what company you stay with. One day we will meet, and I'm gonna take that torch you claim you hold to the Northeast. Monster Mac, I run New York now. I run New Jersey now. This is my scene now. And this is just the beginning, guys. This is just the beginning of me proving that point. Shane Taylor is by design this Saturday at IWA, the Intense Wrestling Alliance, when, spoiler alert, PJ Savage becomes the new IWA Heavyweight Champion of the world. And I'm going to take that belt and defend it wherever the hell I please, whatever promotion I want to walk into. No one can tell me otherwise.
Yeah.
I don't think they would want to anyway.
Dude, seriously, like I'm convinced you're going to win every match going forward. And this guy never making it hard to find the sound bites. That's for darn sure. Dude, no. Very well said, man. And
Straight from the heart. I love it.
I knew you were fired up coming into this, man. And I'm very convinced that you are not taking Shane Taylor lightly anymore. With all due respect, you seemed very, very confident. You were looking to the next thing, but now I know you are focused. I know how much this means to you on a personal level. So I am very invested. Guys, get those tickets now. Again, May 20th. That's going to be at Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. You cannot miss Takeover. It's literally called Takeover versus STP. And we'll make sure that Monster Mac and Mr. Taylor see this clip, man, because that is amazing. And you are always making it easy to find the sound clips. We did our little BCP demo reel. I made sure you were in there because you called out a lot of people then. Masa Slamovich, Darius Carter, man. I would love to see all these, man. I think Masha might have liked and retweeted that one. I think she's seen it.
How could she not?
Yeah.
Is
there anyone else that, I mean, obviously you're focused right now, but is there anyone else that maybe you've connected with since then or someone else that's on your radar right now?
Man, I want to be the guy that whenever people call me out, I answer the call. And I'm going to be that guy. But there are a lot of people that are on my radar. A dream match of mine is, of course, I've said it just now, Minoru Suzuki. I'm chomping at the bit to face Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe.
Oh,
that's a guy.
Which will be an amazing match tomorrow night in AEW.
For your next show, make that one happen.
That's going to be an amazing match tomorrow night.
Yeah. Now that I know Joe is back and it could happen, he's always
he looks great
to me. And he looks amazing in the ring. And Joe's a guy that I want to learn from and I want to beat the shit out of. Like, that's just the love and the respect that I'll give him. Is I want to punch him in the mouth. I want to kick his teeth down his throat. I want to go to war with him. And but there's one guy, man. There's one guy. There's one guy that I need to get that match out my system. It has to I just have to get it out.
Okay.
Jacob Fatu.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna call you out every single chance I get. Jacob Fatu, you are someone everybody loves. Everybody looks up to. Big Oos. And you know what's one of the main reasons? And this is show you guys and the viewers at home on the level that I think on. And the level I think on is something a lot of people can't fathom. I want to be the best in this business. Jacob Fatu is one of the people that's considered the best, right?
Yeah.
Of 100%. Our styles would create for one hell of a match. So there's a lot of reasons to have that match. But there's one big reason.
Okay.
His family.
Yeah.
The Noyais.
Yeah.
Samoan dynasty.
Yeah.
They're one of the families that took this business to where it's at now. And the man that sits at the head of the table, Roman Reigns, part of that big old Samoan dynasty. This is going to be my road to the top. And it's going to start with Fatu, and it might as well end with Roman one day.
Wow.
I want that documented. I want that in stone. The day I beat the shit out of Fatu was the day it started that I climbed that ladder and took each and every one of those Dynasty members out. And look, hear me out, baby. There's nothing but love and respect for the Samoan Dynasty. Every one of them are some of the most talented men in this business. But I want to be the best. And like one of the greatest of all time said, man, to be the man, you got to beat the man. What happens if you beat his whole damn family first? Just saying.
This guy's always got a plan. Oh, dude.
No
and
doubt.
I know that you have shared locker rooms with this guy, and I know you're the guy, and I'll give you credit for this. I have seen it after you said it on our show. You are always watching the heavyweight title match. You're always watching the big matches. I always see you poking out from the curtain, just seeing what's going on, man. And I give you credit for that, man, because not everyone does that, nor do they have to. But I love that you're always scouting. You always have a plan, as we've seen here. And you've obviously shared locker rooms with these guys, man.
Yeah.
Like, what's kind of your philosophy there, man? Because you feel like you need to put in that extra work just to get these title shots, or maybe get in these people's heads and stuff like that?
There's a lot that plays into it. But the simple answer when it comes down to it is that I was taught from the documentaries that I've watched. I was taught from Johnny Rods. I was taught from the men that I came across that pioneered this business. That's what you do. That's what you're supposed to do. Stone Cold said it all the time. He watched matches. Diamond Dallas Page used to tape his matches, go home and watch them.
Yeah.
I want to be labeled as the main event. That's what I want to be. I want to be the big fight draw. I want to be the guy that draws in the crowd. I want to be the main event. I want you to be able to put that fight on the top of the poster, show that graphic, and you're going to sell out. Don't matter who else you got on the show. The fight itself is going to sell itself. That's what I want to be. So that's why I sit there and I study. I study main events. What can he do on his entrance that could have been better? What could he have done throughout all the in-betweens? What did he do after the match? What did he do when he grabbed the mic at the end of the show? I remember there's a lot of people that talk about like Stone Cold. One of the reasons he was so over was in WWE in the Attitude Era. After Raw went off the air, he used to stay around with the crowd, drink beers, and, have some fun with them. And he didn't have to do that. He could have went home, packed his bags. That's what I want to be. I want to be that guy that stays off when the lights are off. And I'm there with the crowd. I'm having fun. I'm signing autographs. I'm drinking beers, and I'm hanging out with everybody. I mean, everybody's having a good time, and you get your money's worth. That's the guy I want to be. I want to be the main event. I want to be main event savage. That's the moniker we're all throwing around. So it's like when you see what you did with your hands, when you hear main event, that's what you do. And I want to bring that feeling out of people. I want that big fight feel that you don't know what the entrance is going to be. You don't know. There might be some WrestleMania type entrance. It's the main event, and that's what draws you in, and that's what I want to bring to this business. So I study everything. And when I go home, I watch the tape over again. I hate watching myself, but I have to, because I know that's a part of the business and that's a part of getting better.
Same with us.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate looking at myself on camera because I'm one of those guys that's just going to see everything wrong. And I'm just going to destroy myself mentally. I'm going to destroy myself mentally. So it's one of those things I kind of refrain from it sometimes, but I definitely pay attention to everything. I'm always studying. Like, for no reason, I'm watching old TNA pay-per-views, just studying, see how they program their show, see how they build it up feuds, to see if I can implement anything into my game and use it. And that's the mindset that I live in. That's every single day, every single second, every single minute for me. And my family deals with that. So I love my family. They're the biggest supporters I got. My son runs around this house and he says, "I am savage. Takeover."
Yes.
He's 2 years old, man. He's 2 years old. So it's like that should tell you right there. Like, kids mimic what their environment is. And he sees me studying 100%. And I want to instill that with them. I want them to become wrestlers one day. I know people say, I don't want to put this business on them. The hell with it. I'm going to put the business on them because I love it, man. Yeah. This business, it means so much to me. Besides my family, this business has given me life, man. This business on some real personal,
good to hear, man.
Real personal note, man. A lot of people don't know this. I guess we'll break it here. I'll really let people in. Please. I don't mind talking about it. I've been battling anxiety. A really bad case of it. Yeah, I've been battling a really bad case of anxiety for about 2 years now. like extremely bad. Panic attacks get bad. When they first started, I thought I was having heart attacks. I would call the ambulance constantly.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the pandemic had a lot to do with it. It messed up my mind mentally. Yeah. So, but it's hard to shake. It's hard to get out your head. I had a panic attack during one match, and I had like mid-match.
Oh my gosh.
I thought I couldn't breathe, and it was up in PAPW. I was wrestling Marcel Williams, and I stepped out the ring, and I was like, calm yourself. And I got it right back, and was like, all right, what's next? Okay, grab his leg, beat his ass.
Yeah.
That's it. Let's get to it. And but I've been battling with a lot of little health issues here and there. You get older, you gotta really like start taking care of your body. So mentally, it's been tough. It's been really tough for me recently. My family has been my rock, and professional wrestling has been my foundation, has been everything to me, man. Professional wrestling, I would give my life to professional wrestling. I walk with a hurt back every day. If you're a wrestler, you know this, man. Your body aches so much. It's like aches. It's like weird aches. It's weird pains. You don't know where they're coming from. You don't want to take the pills because you've learned from the people before us. You don't want to get addicted to them.
Yeah.
So mentally, as a wrestler, what I've been practicing is just mentally dealing with the pain, biting on my tongue, and just taking it, dealing with it, finding other avenues, whether it's studying, whether it's playing a video game, whether it's playing with my son, playing with my daughter, playing with my kids, doing something, and just taking my mind off the pain. It's something that I've been practicing. So, but the pain is worth it, man.
Oh, thank you, dude. Thank you so much for sharing that, man. I really
of course,
appreciate
man.
it.
Of course.
Especially the past couple of years, that's kind of how we got close. For a big portion of 2020, I called it the free therapy time.
Yeah,
because a lot of phone calls, a lot of texts, people going through a lot of stuff. So we appreciate you opening up, man.
Yeah, man. And the wrestling has always put smiles on our faces.
Yeah, wrestling has given us so much. So
that's what it's all about, man. I appreciate you sharing that, man. Thank you very much.
That's why I want my family into the business, man. Why not show them what gave me so much love, what gave me so much joy, even from a kid, man. Like my first event was WrestleMania 10. I was 4 years old.
Nice.
Like,
Nice.
I was locked in from the beginning, man. So, and my kids are the same way right now. So professional wrestling's, man, I'll do anything for this, man. So that's why guys like, when you put me against guys like Shane Taylor, I revel in this, man. This is what I want to do. This is what I was born to do. So and it's not about being overly confident. It's not even about having any confidence, really. It's more about just, I'm going to jump into the deep end and I'm going to swim and I'm going to punch a couple sharks in the face because I believe in myself. I know I'm going to, if I'm drowning and I'm going down, just calm down and paddle your way back up. You'll find a way. It's always knowing that there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, and that's how I approach life in general.
I love that, man. And thank you for saying that, man. Very well said,
thanks,
PJ.
brother.
Dude, it is always an honor to sit here and interview.
Yeah,
you.
really
I got
is.
like 5 sound bites.
I feel the passion every
Yeah,
time you're on here. It's very contagious. So we appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, we're excited to see you again on the 16th, May 20th. We have Takeover versus STP. PJ, you know we're all about that shameless promo. Before we get out of here, tell everyone where they can follow you. Get those awesome. I love that shirt, man.
In the red this time. I like it.
Maybe buy a Savage Tron while they're at it and tell them about the shows, the tickets, all that good stuff.
No, because I got one more thing to say.
Dude, always. Come on, for you, always. I got you, bro.
I got one more thing to say.
I'm a little scared. Okay.
Breaking news.
Nice.
You're going to beat somebody else up.
Like I said, everything is done by design. One night only, everything is articulated, placed into piece by piece, detail by detail. Shane Fair was announced as the announcer for the show for a reason, and when you see it, you're gonna love it. The announcer for that show is you, Bob.
What?
Welcome
Dude.
to One Night Only, and I can't wait.
Thank you, man.
To work with you and
appreciate it, brother. Thank you, man.
done.
I appreciate that.
When this first came to be, I talked to you, said if you was open, you said you was. And this is by design. And the day of. Bougie and all of them is calling me like little Triple H because I'm like really.
Yeah, I like that.
Everything. Yeah. I'm really moving everything into its place, and I'm gonna be very hands-on with you. I'm not gonna be in your ear yelling at you what you're doing commentary.
Nice.
Whatever the hell you do.
Yeah.
But there are gonna be some set points that we want to get across to make this special and do this in the best historical way we can. And I'm glad to have you a part of the team.
Thank you, man.
Bob Culture Podcast will be very, very present at the Takeover event. So
I appreciate that, man. I know you're trying to sell tickets, so maybe don't tell people that I'm coming. Oh, thank you, man. We want to put you over though, man. No, I'm appreciative of the opportunity, man. STP is always amazing. Takeover are literally taking over the indies right now. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for the opportunity, man. Again, that's going to be May 20th, Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. Tickets are available at eventbrite.com. We have IWA April 16th this Saturday in Nutley, New Jersey. Tickets are still available. PJ, tell them where they can follow all that good stuff.
At PJ Savage on every major social media platform and pjsavage.net. Check out that beautiful website my man Dioshi made for me. And check me out this Saturday, man. IWA, Intense Wrestling Alliance. We got special things planned. This is the beginning. It's a new era. And my face is on the front of the new era, whether they wanted to or not. So, this is what we call a takeover. And welcome to the takeover. Sorry, Jacob.
My man. Ladies and gentlemen, the Savage one, PJ Savage. Thank you, brother. Appreciate your time, man. And guys, like we always say here on the BCP, everyone stay safe, stay positive, take care of each other. We out.